Welcome to my YouTube automotive channel. Today I'm sitting in a 2007 Subaru Outback, and in this video I will show you how to remove and replace the airbag control module. The airbag control module is located just behind here, behind the radio and middle console. In my case I have this airbag light on. I'm gonna show it to you right here. So my scanner couldn't scan it, I couldn't diagnose it, so I had to take it to a Subaru dealership for them to scan it. And they told me pretty much, if you have this light on, there could be only two things. It's either the airbag module or this sensor up here, which I replaced already, and by replacing it, I didn't get anything, so the next thing to do in my case is the module. This video will apply to Subaru Outbacks made from 2003 all the way up to 2009. And to start, first we'll have to remove this middle console, then we'll have to remove the radio unit and these side covers, and that should give us enough space to access that airbag control module. Okay, to start, first you want to lift this middle console cover up, and inside you'll want to remove this small cover as well, and underneath it you will have two screws, this one here and this one here. These both need to be removed. You can use either a Phillips screwdriver or a 10mm socket, whichever is easier for you. Okay, so these are the screws once removed. And now this back end of the console will be completely loose. And the next thing you want to do, you want to pop out this front end of the middle console. Now I have this plastic trim remover, which is the best tool for this kind of things. If you don't have it, you can use like a flat screwdriver or anything similar. Okay, so pretty much you wanna just pop this up, just like that. Okay, now this side is loose as well. Now one more thing, you want to lift up the handbrake, and you also want to pop out this like leather cloth piece that's surrounding the handbrake. So pretty much you also want to pry it here. In this case I'll have to use my flat screwdriver and just remove it. You see, it also goes apart. So what you want to do, you want to go all around and just pop all this out. Okay, sorry I had to use both of my hands for a while there, but this is the idea. You want to pop this piece out. There's just a couple of clips holding it on the back side, and that way you'll be able just to remove and lift up this middle console, and this piece stays here because it's not on the way for anything else. And to completely remove the console, you just want to lift it up like this, and there will be just one connection here on this side. So passenger side, there will be like a small clip to press, and you just want to press it and wheel this connection off, and that way you can completely remove this console, and that's it. Once the middle console is off the way, next thing to do would be to pop out this trim piece and this small chrome piece that surrounds the shifter. To do that, again, you want to use your plastic trim remover or something similar just to pretty much pry it out. There is no screws, just plastic clips holding it in place, and you want to go gently again all around and just keep popping it up until you get it off. Okay, this is this piece. This is the other piece. Okay, now this trim piece will not be removable until you actually make a bit more space for it. So it's probably not a bad idea just to remove this shifter cap. You can remove it just by turning it counterclockwise, so that's quite easy to do, and hopefully that will give us enough space to remove this plastic. Okay, this is still not gonna work. Okay, so the next thing to do actually would be to pop out this small plastic cover right here, and then we'll be able to, once we insert the key here, then we'll be able to pull the shifter a bit lower to remove this plastic. Okay, so to pry this cover you want to use like a small flat screwdriver just to pry it off. Just like this. It has like two small plastic clips, so be careful not to break it. And once you've done that, you just want to press inside with either a key or anything else. There's like a button inside, and once you press this button you can pretty much move the shifter as low as you want. Okay, I'm trying to work with one hand here, but anyways. Okay, and by doing this, now you can remove this cover. On the back of the cover you will still have this cigarette lighter attached, so there is like a small plastic clip right here which you want to press and pull the wire out, and that way you'll be able to completely remove this. Next thing to do would be to remove these two Phillips screws, this one and this one, and that way you'll be able to pop out these plastic silver trim pieces on the side. Now gently pop out these trim pieces, be careful not to break them. There's again a couple of clips just holding them in place, so just pull towards yourself. You can see, just like I said, 3 clips on each side. Okay, by doing that we gain access to the screws which are actually holding the radio in place. Now you will have 4 screws on each side to remove, so there will be one here, one up here, one here at the top, and one just there far in the back. So 4 of them on each side, so the other side will be completely the same. So here, here, one deep inside and one here on the top. Okay, once you have all the screws out, you can kind of partially pull the radio out. You won't be able to completely remove it, so just pull it up to here, I would say. And now what you want to do, you still want to unscrew these climate controls. So there will be a couple of screws here on the side. I hope you can see them. This guy and this guy right here. And you'll have 2 of the same kind on the left side as well, so you want to remove those. Once these are out, like unfortunately these climate controls will still not separate. They really made it complicated, so what I suggest doing next is removing this faceplate. It's held by just a couple of screws. There will be one here, one on the left side at the same position, and you will have 2 on the top. So one here and one right here, so remove those. Reason being because these climate controls actually have to fall down to separate from the radio unit, but this side of climate controls is kind of too tight inside, so by removing this faceplate, hopefully there will be more place to work. Okay, now this faceplate will just actually pop off. You can completely remove it, and that way you'll get more access to those climate controls and to the actual radio. Okay, now you can remove this faceplate, which is actually part of the radio. Here's the motherboard. And now you want to unplug these hazard lights. That's quite easy. You just want to press onto this clip here and pull it out. Okay, and by removing this faceplate, actually we were able to separate the radio from the climate controls. And now what you want to do, you just want to pull out this radio unit. That way you won't have to deal with disconnecting all the wires from the climate controls. You just have to disconnect the wires from the back side of the radio. Okay, so now by removing the radio and these climate controls, now we finally gained access to that airbag control unit, which is located right here. So it's held by a couple of screws. I believe they are 12 millimeters. So one is right here, other one is here on this side, and one will be just down here. I hope you can see it. So it shouldn't be too hard to access it, but before removing the screws, and definitely before removing any of these connectors, make sure to disconnect the battery. Okay, so you can disconnect just the negative battery pole. You don't have to completely disconnect everything. This will be fine. Just so there is no power to the vehicle. So what I'm planning to do next actually is remove these side plastic covers as well. They will be held just by two Phillips screws. One will be here and one right here. That way we should be able to get much more access to that airbag control module. Okay, once you remove these screws, these both sides will be completely loose, so you just want to wiggle them off. Just like that, both sides, and then there's definitely much more access to those screws and to the module itself. Okay, once you're trying to pull off the driver's side, this side plastic, just keep in mind, you see down here, there will be one screw still holding it in place. Okay, I'll have to turn the flash on my phone. Okay, it's gonna be just down here underneath, right here, you see. So this is where is one Phillips screw which you have to remove. So pretty much this goes like this, right? So remove that screw to pull off this left side. And yes, now like you see, there is lots of space to work here. So first you can start by disconnecting all those wires here. So there is a clip on top of them, on top of each one. So just press on the clip and pull the wires out. Okay, so once these are disconnected, you want to pull them to the side to gain access to this screw, which is just down here. It's a 12 millimeters, so it's gonna be easy to get it out with your ratchet. Okay, so the screws and now the module will actually be completely loose and ready to be removed. Now there is just one thing. This cable is gonna be held here to the edge of the module. So what you want to do, just want to disconnect this, cut it, or try to pry it out, whatever is the easiest for you. But once you remove this, you can just pull out the module. Okay, and the easiest way to wiggle out that module is gonna be to the passenger side, I believe. Okay, here it goes. Okay. Yeah, and this is how you remove the airbag control module on 2007 Subaru Legacy or Outback. Now, to be honest, this definitely wasn't an easy task. It took me quite a bit of time just because I usually don't work on Subarus, but everything is doable, and it's definitely, if I can do it, you can do it as well. I hope this video will help you at least a bit to know what you have to remove, which screws you have to remove, and how to access it. Once you know everything, it's gonna be much easier for you. I did this for the first time, so I recorded how I worked. So I apologize if this video wasn't perfect, but like I said, hopefully it's gonna give you some guidelines on how to do this. Thank you for watching my video. If it was helpful, please like it and consider subscribing and joining my YouTube automotive channel. On my channel there is lots of how-to videos, do-it-yourself videos, car reviews, product reviews and other similar automotive topics.